With what?
Go ahead, let them know who we talking to.
What's up, everybody? It's Laniyah Westt in the motherfucking building. What the fuck going on? Sheesh.
Alright.
Welcome to the stool, bitch. You know what's up.
Alright. So, you've done an interview before, but this was before the tape and everything. So,
right.
Let us know, like, who you are and, like, the transition from then to now.
Well, I'm Laniyah Westt, period. LANIYAHWESTT, two T's at the end. And I would say, like, the transition from, like, transition as in how it was a couple months ago, before this EP.
Because when you came out through Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you was doing the freestyles and everything.
Yeah.
And then now you have a whole EP out, all during the whole quarantine and everything. Like, so how was that transition? Like, okay, you started, boom, somebody noticed you, and then...
Oh, okay. I started with my freestyles and shit like that. I had a couple, like 2 months ago, I had came out with Come Correct. So that was kind of like blowing me up a little bit. I was going up my followers. I had went maybe like from 3K to 4K with that song. So I was still like 3-4K on my Instagram. And then I just started, after I dropped Come Correct, it was just like everybody was at my neck. Like I did a couple interviews. Like I got to meet new artists and shit. Like, so I had just started, getting, it was like baby steps.
Okay.
When I dropped Come Correct, it was like a baby step. And then everything after that was kind of like, okay, putting my feet in the water. Like, what's really about to happen? But I got noticed by H. Dot when I dropped my Come Correct, because he just kept replaying it, and like everybody went crazy over the Come Correct. So they went from that, and then I got on the kitchen, and then before I even went on the kitchen, me and H had like a conversation, and it was just like, bro, like he was just telling me like, bro, I fuck with you, like you stand out to me, blah, blah, like I want to work, woo, long story short. And then it's just been history after that, because he became my manager, and then we decided to drop my EP, and that's kind of how just everything got to this point.
Alright, so before you met H. Dot, how long you been doing music?
I've been doing music since I was like 15. I dropped my first song at 15. It's called No Love. And I got like 22-point-something K listens on that bit. And I was 15 at the time. So that's kind of how I knew, like, okay, if I did it for real, like, I would have a good audience. Like, if I'm 15 and I got 20-point-something K listens on SoundCloud, like, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of was like, okay. But, life happened, so I wasn't really focused on it at 16, So earlier this year, 2020, is kind of when I was like, man, fuck that. Like, I'm going to take this shit seriously. Like, I know I got to give. And fuck that. I'm not finna let shit get in my way. So I just started, that's when I did it Come Correct. And this was kind of the year where I was like, bro, I'm going to start going to the studio. And what I had been doing was just writing. And I just kept holding it. But I was just at one point, and I was like, man, fuck that. Like, I gotta be in the studio. I gotta start recording this shit and dropping it, because I got all these songs, I don't do shit with them.
So with your writing process, musical process, how you come up with records, so are you against freestyling, or like that's just I'm gonna write this out then record it? Like,
yeah, it's nothing against freestyling at all. Like, just like everybody else, when I'm booted up, I'll freestyle like off the dome type shit. But I know that I'm a writer though. You feel me? And I'm not finna sit here and talk bad about anybody that freestyle or write. That's just me. Me as Laniyah Westt, I like to write. Everything that I ever dropped on Instagram is written. Everything, like, I write my own shit. All my songs I wrote them. Like, I'm a writer, so that's just me personally.
So the Wednesday freestyles, those are like legit songs that you just didn't put out yet?
No, they're not songs. They're just, I write freestyles just for Wednesday.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, so like, are you that serious about it, or like?
Yeah, it's next Wednesday we're gonna change it up a little bit, just because I want to see where my crowd is at, and where my interactions are. But every freestyle that I've done for West Wednesday, it's been written.
Okay.
So I'll do like a freestyle on Wednesday, and then maybe that Monday, how I dropped this Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So on Monday, I'm gonna probably write something, and then Tuesday I'll record it, and then I'll drop it on Wednesday. So that's kind of like my process of West Wednesday. So
did you use this same process with the EP? Because explain the whole process with how you hopped on the scene, then boom, you got a project.
Yeah. The process of my EP was like, it was cool, and I loved the whole process. It was up and down, but it was that's the process. But once I kind of locked in with H, I locked in immediately with Slick. Shout out Slick Nick, shout out Slick, you know what the fuck on. But I locked in with Slick instantly. Like, if I was Drake, he'd be my 40. Like, real shit.
Okay.
Like, for real. But that first night, we recorded like 5-7 songs. So it was like, once he put me here, I knew I had to show my ass because I'm not playing, you feel me? So it was like a whole 2-3 weeks of just recording new songs, new this, new that, just feels of everything, because I do the rap shit. But they were like, whoa, like they were kind of surprised when they knew I could sing, and like, and I know how to write and all this other stuff. So it was like maybe my second night of being here, and you know, H and Yola had pulled up, and we was listening to what we were recording at the moment, and they were just kind of like, nah, like, we're about to lock in, we're gonna drop your EP. And I told them, like, I used to say I was 18 because I knew that I wanted to drop songs and I wanted to put them in the club.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm 18. Mind you, I just turned 18, so that's why I kept saying like I'm 18, even though I was 17, because I was only a couple months away. But I told them, like, bro, I'm 17, like, I'm turning 18 in August. But I only told people I was 18 because I wanted to play my shit in the club. And I never want to come to a situation where it's like, oh, it's a good song, but you can't come to the club because you're not 18 yet. You feel me? So, but he was like, that's perfect because then we can drop it on your 18th birthday. It's just the whole idea of me turning 18 and dropping this EP was just like, we're gonna do this. So, but it was cool. Like, it was, we recorded the songs. We had like 2 listening parties. It wasn't like parties, but more like get-togethers and shit. And we just reviewed like all the songs we had recorded to see which ones was gonna make it to the EP. I would say it was a little bit challenging trying to figure out which ones was gonna make it to the EP, just because it's so many different feels and there's so many different vibes. Because you get the Orlando shit, and you get the EDM shit, and you get the singing shit and R&B shit. So it's kind of like, damn, what the fuck are we gonna put on the EP? You know what I'm saying? Because the West Orlando shit is what blew me up here. The Come Correct, I Don't Like to Repeat. People love that shit. But people don't know that I was singing before I was rapping. So when they start hearing me singing, it's like, hold on, like, I didn't even know you could do all that. You know what I'm saying? So that was just kind of the process of trying to see what was gonna make it.
So that's why the first half and then the bottom, it's a like A-Shot, it's a different vibe.
Yeah. Originally, I had wanted to do a double-sided EP because I seen like Drake do it and I seen The Weeknd do it, and I know so many other artists like on Apple Music. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it's a double-sided. So I was like, bro, that'd be perfect because people get the rap shit and they get the singing shit. You know what I'm saying? Or the the vibe shit. But we had figured out that Drake and them, they have like personal deals with Apple, so that's the only reason they got to upload a double-sided EP. So I wasn't unfortunately able to do that, but it's still, it's still what it is, because it still makes sense. Like, okay, the first 5 is like turn shit, and then like the last 6 is like real vibe, emotional, not even emotional shit, but it's just like, damn, I felt this. Like this is just like, I know shit people can relate to and really feel and get a deeper, just more of like a better insight of me. You know what I'm saying? What I go through and what I know people could feel for it as well. Because my first song was like a relationship song. It was like a love song that I was rapping, and people loved it. And people was like, bro, I just went through that. I'm going through this. I feel like, thank you for this song. My first song get 15. So that's how I kind of knew, like, all right, this singing shit it's gonna go somewhere, period, because people gonna feel at least one. People can't listen to my EP and be like, oh, I don't like this shit. You have at least one song on there that you're like, I fuck with this song. So that was the goal. And at least you have at least one song on my EP and you're like, I like that song.
So what's your favorite song off the EP? Because artists always got like, damn, this one song that I kept.
Yeah. Definitely Benihana's and What You Need.
Alright.
Benihana's because we did that. Shout out Maddie Baby. Shout out Project X, 808 Mafia. You know what the fuck going on. When we were in Miami, I had just met Maddie Baby, and we had been chopping it up with D and shit, like he was gonna bring him. So it was cool. We got the vibe. But then I heard the beat before even Maddie Baby and them walked in, and I was already like, okay, I like this shit. Like, okay, I fuck with it. Long story short, I feel like it was just one of the most realest things I ever wrote. Like, You feel what I'm saying? Like if you listen to my lyrics, it's on like my lyrics is out too. You feel me? So it's like that's my favorite song because it's just like one of the realest things I ever wrote. And Maddie Baby just got on that bitch and did his shit. Like, and I seen it like in real life. So it just became my favorite song because it's like it's the realest shit we done put. It's the realest shit I put together, really. And What You Need, I love What You Need because like everybody loves that song, and it just made me feel like wow, okay, people really love this song.
Because you performed it at the
Midnight,
EP release. And with the performance, like, is that normal? Like, did you practice that? Because you, like, it was natural the way you was able to, like, embrace the crowd embraced you, you know, like.
I've been doing performances since like I was younger. Like when I was a kid, I was doing like talent shows, and like in second grade, me and this other boy was like, we did a Michael Jackson tribute, and like me and him were like Michael Jackson lead. So like performing has always been like, bro, I love performing. It just gives me this like adrenaline. Like that's just what I aim for. You know what I'm saying? I love to perform. So, but no, we had rehearsals and shit. Like we did have rehearsals. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is not a fuck around, you feel me? Like at least to my team, to me, this ain't no joke, you feel me? So we had rehearsals and shit like that. So, but yeah, like it was yeah, we had rehearsals and we went over it and we just did it over and over and over again because it just had to be that. It had to be that, you know what I'm saying? What it was, and it felt good. It was like wow. And then like when I heard people singing my lyrics, it was like whoa. Because I know everybody here loves the song, you know what I'm saying? My team loves the song. Like, every time we play it, we're just like, yeah, it's that shit. And it was like kind of before the EP dropped. And then the EP dropped, and people was just in love with What You Need, for sure.
So, where in Orlando are you from?
I'm from, like, Oak Ridge area.
Alright.
But I grew up, I wasn't born here, I was born in Yuma, Arizona. And then I came over here when I was, like, 3. And I've always lived on Oak Ridge. I live on Texas Ave. Like, people be thinking I be capping, but, bitch, I used to live on Landon Trace, bitch, Buchanan Bay, the fuck out of here. Like, people really think I be capping when I be saying, like, I live in Oak Ridge. I live on Oak Ridge.
You really out here?
I'm really out here. I've been out here my whole life. But I just never been one of them bitches to be outside, you feel me? So people be like, oh, nah, she not from Orlando. But, bitch, I've been here my whole life. Like, I've been in the same house and everything, so. Oak Ridge, West Orlando shit, John Young, bitch, you know what's up. if you from Orlando, you know what's up, bro.
Alright. So, with you being 18, you doing the type of music you do, comparisons is gonna happen. One quick comparison that I felt I wasn't the only one that brought this up was Bad Baby Danielle Bregoli, right? You know who she is?
Bad Baby? Oh yeah.
So, how you feel about her, and do you feel like y'all have the same demographic that y'all gonna be reaching? Cause y'all both in hip hop. Y'all both basically. I'm not gonna say y'all had the same background, cause I don't know who she really from, but it's kind of easy to throw y'all in the same lane.
I mean, I get compared to all types of people all day. But I almost said Lil Baby, but Bad Baby, like. I love her energy. It's cool. Like, you feel me? It's Orlando. It's just Florida shit. You feel me? Like, if you're not from Florida, you won't understand, like, why she carry herself that way. It's just a Florida thing. Like, but, nah, I don't think, respectfully, nah. Respectfully, no, just because I know that I want a different image and that I want a different audience and I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to her. She got her own shit going and she made it to where she made it, and how she made it, you feel me? That's cool. But nah, when it comes to music, nah, the comparison is just not there. Respectfully.
I like that. So, who are your musical influences? Since we on that other topic a little bit.
The Brat. I don't really think a lot of people know about the Brat. She's from Chicago. She's like a older, old school rapper. But shout out the Brat. Shout out Nikki, and I have to shout out Nikki because I was raised to Nikki because that's just who I grew up to. I don't got a cap for nobody, but shout out Nikki, shout out Erykah Badu, Sade, Aaliyah, of course, Tupac definitely, because I just love his energy and I just love that he was like, I don't give a fuck, like I know who I am and I know what I'm putting on for. And that's just how I carry myself too. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody think. Like, I know what I'm here for, and I know what the fuck I'm finna do. And you know what I'm saying? Tupac, I feel like G Herbo. G Herbo is such a big influence on me because I listen to G Herbo every day. And I would say that's about it. I have a lot more, but it's just on top of my mind right now.
Alright, so what else you got going on before we wrap it up?
Well, I just dropped my EP, so go check that shit out. 828 by Laniyah Westt on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, yeah, YouTube, everywhere you can look it up. It's up there. I'm working on my visuals now. I'm supposed to be shooting this Concrete. Right now it's all about content, visuals, some music videos. I already have my EP out, so it's kind of just like promoting my EP and making that known for a little bit. But I'm still recording. I'm still making music. I'm still at it, still writing, still doing my West Wednesdays. So y'all can go check that shit out too. And that's basically all we got coming. We still got, Laniyah Westt got so much farther to go. This is really just only the beginning.
I like that. Alright, we out.